You're listening to Your Purpose and Business podcast, where we connect you to possibilities. I'm your host, Raquel Walters, a two-time best-selling author, millennial speaker, corporate trainer, advocate, and clinical social worker at heart. Your Purpose and Business podcast will connect you with everyday successful people who will share their impactful stories, insights, challenges, failures, and triumphs on how they're navigating the working world, whether by climbing the 9-to-5 corporate ladder or starting, growing, and scaling their business. So grab your pen and notebook because you'll want to implement the nuggets and tools, strategies shared in every episode. Class is in session. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Your Purpose and Business podcast. I am so honored to be on here tonight with Laticia Brice. And let me just tell you a little bit about Laticia. Laticia Brice is a certified tech consultant and CEO of Laticia Brice Consulting and Pack Technology. As a certified A+ Network Plus and a CCNA technician with over 18 years of experience, Laticia has established herself as a solution-focused leader in the technology industry within the Bahamas. Drawn to entrepreneurship, Laticia founded Pack Technology, a vocational training company that provides practical skills training on how to start a career as a high-earning computer technician. She understood firsthand that for most to go into this field, they had to attend a traditional technical college. For most on the islands, it would require leaving home to study abroad. In order to provide better options for her community, she created a virtual training model so that students could attend remotely and not have to disrupt their family and work life. As Laticia expanded her knowledge of online learning, she was immersed within the entrepreneurial space. There, she saw her fellow entrepreneurs struggling with basic IT requirements, such as setting up their websites, membership portals, and online courses. Not one to let a problem go unsolved, Laticia founded her consulting firm to provide new and aspiring entrepreneurs technical support services so they get back to focusing on making money. Now Laticia is expanding her consulting services to teach her signature system to entrepreneurs so that they can get their WordPress website up and running, increase their visibility, engagement, and income. Laticia's 18 plus years of experience in technology, continued education, understanding of latest tech trends, and understanding the challenges entrepreneurs face when starting their business makes her uniquely qualified for highly effective and valuable training via her signature programs. Wow, Laticia, it is an honor and a pleasure to have you on the Your Purpose and Business podcast. And whoa, what a bio! So rich, so full, and a woman in tech you are. That is amazing. That's amazing. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Raquel. Thanks for having me. Yes, I've always thought that my life can be a movie. It's been a lot. It's been a long journey, and I feel like I have so much more to go through.
Yes, that's amazing. So Leticia, I always ask everyone this that I interview. Tell us one thing that it's about yourself that you want to share with the world. That is, I didn't even mention in your bio. Just tell us something that you love, what you like to do, whatever comes to mind.
Um, yeah, I don't think in my bio, I don't think I mentioned that I love to travel, and besides the beach, which is my favorite place to be, I I am obsessed with Paris. I love Paris, and so I always, wanted to go. I've been a few times, and I feel like I can go every year. And I got into all of this. One of the reasons, at least one of the benefits for me, will be I would be able to go to Paris for 3 months out of the year and be able
Yeah.
to work from there.
Oh my
Among
gosh,
all
that's
of
a
the other
dream.
things. Yes, yes. So yes,
Wow.
definitely anything about Paris, I love it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I mean, as millennials, I'm a millennial. We love to travel too. So I'm there with you. I haven't been to Paris yet, so that's on my bucket list. But oh my gosh, and the beach, wow, breathtaking. I love the beach as well. So, moving along, Leticia, just tell us a little bit what led you into the technology field, the technology realm, I should say. You have over 18 plus years of experience. That is amazing. And to be a woman in technology is just even greater. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, tech, at least from my standpoint, is filled with a lot of men. And so let us in a little bit on, how you came about working in tech, and if that is a part of why you believe you are placed in this on this earth. You know what I mean? When we speak about your purpose, what type of purpose you think you have in the world?
Yes. Well, my purpose that I think I have is to help others. Right now, that means something slightly different in each aspect of my life. But when it comes to business, my purpose is to help others DIY tech.
Mm,
Right? More specifically, to help my fellow entrepreneurs build their brand, create their own website, set up their business systems, and basically just to resolve any technical issues that they encounter so that
mhm,
they can focus on serving their clients and, of course, bringing in revenue. Now, how I got into tech as a woman is just I was in a completely different career. I
mhm,
was um, I was actually a legal secretary,
mm,
and I just realized that this job is not going to support my growing family. It's also not going to support my dreams. I felt like there was more. And while I was working at one of the top firms in the Bahamas,
mhm.
they had an on-site IT staff, and I kind of got interested in it from there. And
Okay.
so from there, while I was pregnant, I moved to the US, um, and I started technical college. That's what I
Mm,
did. So right after I had my child, I started technical college, and that's how I got into the IT field as a woman. And I've always been, I think, a bit different. I've never been the typical woman. And
mhm,
so it didn't feel strange to me to go into that field.
mhm. Wow, that's an amazing story, from being a legal secretary, then, transitioning, I should say, into technology. That's impressive. Tell us a little bit more about, your journey, and what led to, you continuing in tech, because I don't know about you, but for me and maybe for a lot of people, tech can be challenging, you know what I mean? And so,
Yes.
for you, what did that feel like? What sustained you, to stay in tech? That makes sense.
Yes, yes, definitely. Tech is challenging, but I love the challenge,
Yeah.
right? So I've always had a love for a good mystery, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that led to my love of solving problems, right? And then I found my passion, of course, like I mentioned, for IT a bit late in life, and then I switched careers. And so now at this stage of my life, I solve tech issues all day long, right? And so as we speak, I'm at a 9 to 5, at least I'm a 9 to thriver, right?
Yes,
So
love
I'm in the
that.
midst of transitioning
Nine to
to,
thriver. Yes.
yes, I listen, I need to move away from the 9 to 5 so I can thrive. And so I'm in the midst of transitioning to a full-time CEO,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, of course, when I started my entrepreneurial journey, I realized how difficult tech must be for my fellow entrepreneurs. And so I've been positioning myself as their go-to tech consultant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get to do what I love, help others solve their problems and DIY their tech, while also having time and financial flexibility for them as well as for myself.
I love it. I love it. And so in that transition, and I know you're still going through that, but at the beginning stages, if you can just take us back there. I mean, because this is a podcast for millennials, but not only millennials listen to this podcast, and one of the things or the cries, especially in today's society, is that how do I leverage the knowledge that I already know? And you working in tech, seeing the needs, seeing how you can help, right? And then we're where along the way, I should ask, was that idea or thought came up to you about, maybe I could start helping, and creating a second income stream for me to eventually become, my primary, source of income, or to own and operate my own business. When did that happen for you, if you can look back and think about that? You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. So just growing up, we didn't have everything we need all the time, right? At some point in my life, my mother was a single mother, right? She, got divorced and she had 5 kids. And so from childhood, I realized that in order for me to have everything I need, not just the necessities, but even just some luxury as well,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to travel and all, I would need to do something different. And I that was always in my mind. And as I mentioned before, when I started working as a legal secretary, I myself had gotten married, and then I had an unexpected child on the way. And I realized, listen, the job I have is a very good job, but it will not supply everything that I want out of
Mm-hmm.
life. And so that then showed me I need to find another skill, something that I can use so I can maybe have a side hustle, you
Yes.
know, something that I can use to make more money. Okay. And so that concept of being in a traditional career, to me, that wasn't going to work. So I thought, I'm going to have to pick up another skill, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
I fell in love with IT, and I started there. Once I
Yes.
got into the IT career, then I realized I can work for this company, but I can also have my private clients. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's where the entrepreneurial side of it came in. So I worked for a company, gained experience, and then at the same time, I had clients. And then on top of that, I added a teaching career.
Okay.
So I worked for a computer company, then I had my private clients, and then I started teaching computer repair.
Wow.
So I did all of that as a single mother, raising a child and paying all of the bills.
Yes.
And then I realized this is too much. So I moved to a larger corporation where I'm at now. The pay is wonderful. The
Mm-hmm.
benefits are great. In fact, I don't need to work any other jobs. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't work any other jobs besides this one.
Your business, right?
But I realized this is not what I want. I want to have that time autonomy. I want to be able to work when I want to work. I want to be able to use my mornings, my weekends for the ministry, to for
Mm-hmm.
community service. I want to be
Yeah.
able to travel whenever there's a need for maybe disaster relief or building, for construction, um, in other countries, or whatever it is. Or I would like to be able to go to Paris and
Yes.
stay for 3 months. So
Right.
that, and of course, the financial flexibility, right? And then to be able to decide who I work with, right?
Mm.
Because at your place of employment, you don't get to decide who you work with.
That is true.
They can always bring in a supervisor, a manager, director, and you have to work with that person. And so so the need to always have something of my own was
Mm-hmm.
there from as far as
Yeah.
I can remember.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, you said a lot there, and it even in you saying some of these things, some of your purpose, you even said it, doing ministry work, being able to help out in probably some sort of disaster relief, travel, meet new people, help in whatever way you can, or serve, or just to relax. That time freedom is important for many of us, right? And it is my belief that when you have a burning desire that you want more, it is okay that you should be able to go out and do more for yourself. So thank you for that, Letitia. That was just so amazing and so inspiring. That I know that anyone that's listening to say that, you know what, she has gone through this, and she has other aspirations in life. She's okay with her job financially, it's no problem, but she has other desires and she's going after it. Then I too can do the same for myself as well. So thank you for that.
Mhm.
I wanted to shift gears a little bit here, Leticia. I know that you spoke about wanting to do more and wanting to own your own business because of that time freedom aspect that you just spoke about. But if you could think back to when you started to take that leap in building out what that business would look like for you, were there any challenges that were significant or failures that you want to bring up? Because oftentimes, we hear all about the successes, but we want to know, okay, what were your days like when you felt like you wanted to give up? So to go ahead and share those moments with us.
Yes, definitely. I've had challenges. So I'm a visionary, right?
Yes.
Ideas are
Yes.
always flowing to me, and that's great. But there's a downside to that. What it does is it causes overwhelm, right? And then typically, as a visionary, we don't usually follow through on those ideas, at least not to completion, right? And so, along with the overwhelm and the failure to execute comes mindset and motivation issues, right? And as you know, anyone that knows me know I love to say mindset is everything, right? It has the power to stop you in your tracks or to spur you on.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. Mindset is everything. And so, how give us some of the steps or strategies that you've used to strengthen your mindset or just to strengthen and support your overall, path and journey into becoming a CEO that not only has a let me use your terms, 9 to thriver mindset, but the fact that you are eventually you're a CEO, and eventually one day you'll be able to fire your 9 to 5 job.
Yes. So, in order to rise up beyond those challenges, what I do is I would brain dump all of my ideas. Once I do that, I can get a clearer head. Then I invested in my personal and professional development by hiring a coach, a consultant, a mentor, and all at different stages in this journey, right? And so what this has done is it's helped me to get organized and focus on the one idea I need to implement.
Mhm.
When it comes to mindset issues, I have learned to identify each issue as they come up and have an answer for each one. So, a course of action to take is to get past it and get back on track toward my CEO vision.
Yeah, I love it, and I love what you said there, where you do a brain dump first to get everything out on paper, and then you kind of sort through and identify, okay, this is what I need to work on, or this is how I can improve certain things. I love that. And is there any key steps or strategies separate or adding on to what you already said that has helped you even to this day in the present moment to support you on your entrepreneurial path?
Yes, yes. If I could give maybe three, I would say one, educate,
Mm.
two, implement, and three, network. And so when you go to educate, I worked with mentors, as I mentioned. I took
Yeah.
courses, I read books, I just gained a lot of knowledge. Once you do that, then you need to implement. You need to learn when to transition from learning to doing. You don't want to get stuck in that loop of taking in course after course and never following through
Mhm.
on the things that you learn as a way to test it out. You have to also test those things out and test it out long enough so to see if it works. Don't just move on to the next thing and the next thing. And the next thing on networking, you have to seek out like-minded individuals to share what you know. You could collaborate with them, get support on your journey, get encouragement. So encouragement and support and collaboration, those are all invaluable.
Yeah, yeah, no, I love everything that you just said, especially the key piece there. After you get a mentor, whether that look like, reading books, investing in a program or a paid coach or consultant, is to implement the knowledge, because so many times, we are just learning and learning and learning and not implementing, putting in to action what we've learned. And I think that's where a lot of us get stuck. So I think that was amazing what you said there, and I hope you guys who are listening that you caught that nugget, because to me that is super important, and Leticia just said it. Implementation is important, it's key. And so for Leticia, tell us about how it is to this day that you remain focused on your task that you have on hand, especially when you have your vision. You said you're a visionary, and how it is that you stay focused to execute on the vision that you have for your business and your life in general.
Yes, yes. In order to stay focused on your goals, you have to always have them in front of you, right?
Mm,
So you can never lose sight of them. Some people create vision boards. But what's helped me is envisioning what life will be like once I've met that goal,
mhm,
right? So once you envision what life will be like, once you know what an ideal week would look like,
mhm,
then you would be able to you begin to make yourself over so that can become the type of person that can meet that goal and sustain that goal, right? So you got to make over yourself then. Once you do that, then you need to break down that goal into focus tasks
mhm.
and then split those tasks into action steps.
Wow.
Of course, once you have those steps, then you need to get them on your calendar, because if you don't schedule it, you probably won't get it done.
Wow, and that is so, so true, because of how many times we think that we can hold, appointments or whatever we need to do in our heads, and we forget. So writing things down. And I love how you brought that down, the goals, what your ideal week or month will look like, and then scheduling down your task, your focus task for the day, right? Each day. And guys, this is the top of a new year. So definitely you want to re-listen to what Leticia just said regarding goal planning, and how it is that she focused in on the goals that she wants to accomplish. And you definitely want to get your calendar out and follow these steps that she just shared with you. So Leticia, tell us a little bit more about your business. How it is that you help your clients, to build their WordPress website. Tell us what you have in store that's coming up. How you help, how persons can get in contact with you. I mean, because I do know that a lot of millennials on here, they want to learn how it is that they can start their business, and I know that you are the tech lady to go to for web design.
Yes, yes. And it's so many things that I can assist with. When it comes to getting in there and creating your website, though, I find that most persons they skip a step.
Mm,
And so the project that I'm working on now is helping persons to get their brand essentials, their design essentials, and their core essentials set
mm,
before they jump in and start creating their website. Because I found
yes,
that persons they would start with the website, maybe start with a template, but it doesn't have any cohesiveness with their brand. It doesn't
yes.
it they would look at their website and then say, but I don't really like how this looks. And that's for a reason. It's because they didn't consider all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that program would help them consider all of those things, get all of those things in place when it comes to the branding, the design, and of course the core. It would help them to do all of that. And once you do that, you can use all of those essentials, all of those basics,
Yes.
and you can translate that into your website, into your course, into your communication with your clients, whether it's in the email, you can in social media, you can use all of that information for
Mm-hmm.
that. Yes.
No, I love that. You said something key there because you know how they say first impression matters. So, you know, that cohesiveness that you speak about, the brand cohesiveness, the colors, the essentials, that's important. And a lot of persons overlook that, you know. And so Letitia is the one to go to, guys, when you are ready to start, you know, building out your website. She will definitely get you on track to you know, make it look beautiful, and so that you have the right, you know, colors and fonts. But I know you do even more than that. Tell us a
Oh,
little bit
yes.
more deeper of how it is that you help additionally after, you know, persons have gotten the essentials done for their website.
Yes. Once you've done that, then you can take those core essentials and you can get started. And so I have a on-demand boot camp. You
Hmm.
can have your first page up in a few hours. And what
Nice.
I've done is I found that it's so much easier for everybody because it has each step broken down into short videos. And the videos are probably average around 5 minutes or so. I think maybe the
Okay.
longest one is 20 minutes. And it gives them step-by-step progression, setting up the domain name, the hosting, installing WordPress, and that would get them started.
Yes.
There's also persons that maybe have their website already and they encounter an error, or there are persons that don't, they only have their website, and they maybe encounter an error on their email service provider,
Hmm.
or they may encounter an error when they're creating their course. Any type of error like that, I also assist with that, and I can do that stuff remotely. And so that's a remote tech support.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. So it's, I mean, I can go on.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
much time do you think?
Continue.
Okay.
Continue.
Yeah. So along with
Mhm.
actually resolving tech issues, which is what I do on a daily basis,
Mhm.
there's also um, the matter of building the website. So after that, you get past that, maybe know how to get the first page up. Some persons require a done with you session.
Right.
Okay, that's where we get on a call together and we build out the website based on how much time you book. And
Mhm.
as we're building out the website, I'm showing you what to do, how to do it, so that you can continue on. So my whole thing is I love to empower persons. Okay. And so we're getting it done, but I'm going to make sure you know how to do it so you're not really locked into having someone do it for you. So either you can do it or you can train your team to do it.
Mhm.
Right. And then of course there's the issue of getting your message across, that copy, the story brand.
Right.
Right? I also assist with that as well. Website audits. The list is
Yeah.
really, Raquel, it's, you don't have enough time.
I mean, listen. I just you know, love that you are able to help us all with tech, because, like I said at the forefront of this call, tech can be challenging. But I
Mhm.
know that for your services, you also have that DIY that you make it very simple and easy for anybody to learn how to do their own tech. And if
Mhm.
they need you know, assistance, then they can hire you for that, you know,
Yes.
virtual assistants, which is very, very cool and very, very needed right now.
Yeah.
So Leticia, tell us a little bit more of how you know, you could be contacted, and share your website, your Instagram handles, and all of that.
Right. So my website is LaticiaBrice.com, and I'm sure you'll put it in the
Yes,
notes
the
so
show
they can
notes.
spell
Yes.
it. And I'm on IG and Facebook as Laticia Brice Consulting. So you can follow me there or you can send me a direct message. Right. And a lot of the things that I've mentioned will actually be included in a membership program too, if you would like to maybe take advantage of something like that. I have a small member program at this time.
Nice. I love it. I love it. And so, Leticia, tell us one thing that keeps you going on a daily basis, shifting gear here. It could be anything. Is there any type of routine or rituals that you must do every day to sustain you, to keep up with life and to enjoy life, and to be in balance with life, in harmony? That makes sense. Share it with us, please, whatever that may be.
Yes. I have a morning routine. I have a spiritual routine in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I get up, I pray, I take a look at the text for the day, I read my Bible, and I try to meditate on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And those are the things that I do every morning. And of course, throughout the week, there are other spiritual things I may do as well. And then along with that is knowing what my vision is for the future, the CEO vision, knowing why I want that,
Mm.
and just going to work and dealing with persons.
Yes.
It also reinforces all of that because I'm like, you know what? I need to really focus and continue focus on this vision so that I can have that time autonomy and financial flexibility.
Yes, yes. I mean, I love it. I mean, you said focus there, and at the top of the call, you said implement. Those are the two words actually for my year: focus and
Mhm.
implement. I have it up on my calendar so I can see it every morning. And so it's impressive that you said that. And how it is that you focus and get in tune is by prayer, meditation, and keeping in alignment with your vision, with what you say you want. So that's just beautiful. And so I encourage everyone that's listening to definitely go back and listen this podcast again. Leticia dropped so many gems. Definitely hit the share button, subscribe to this podcast, and definitely get your family and your friends who you know that they want to learn how it is that they can start their business. And if they know that they have a challenge with tech, then Laticia Brice is the person to help ease those challenges so that you can get your website up and running so that you can start monetizing the gifts that you have to serve with the world. So Leticia, it has been an honor and a pleasure again to have you on here, and thank you so much.
Thanks, Raquel.
Thank you. And guys, remember, as always, be good to yourself, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening. If you've loved this episode, let's stay in touch. Head over to raquelwalters.com and subscribe to my email list so that I can send you updates on new episodes, exclusive motivational nuggets, and insider knowledge that's only shared when you join our community. Please don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and leave a review, as I want to know your thoughts about every episode. Follow me on Instagram at Your Purpose and Business Podcast. And remember, your life is beautiful, and this is a part of your journey. So embrace it. Speak to you soon.